All right, hearty hello and Ohio silver to you on this Freaky Friday. Getting freaky deaky over here at Corked Stats, fastest freaking show in MLB, absolutely anywhere with your boy, Big Johnny Stud, yo, coming to you worldwide. Brooklyn, New York, as always, coming out the damn chair, as always. Man, who was with me up until freaking 2 a.m. streaming with the Source Network crew? Shout out me gente over there. Kyle Kerms, Mr. Toasty, the Spoon Man, my boy TV Jones, Thighs No Lies, and Sports Science Jake going through hell on earth trying to get, what did he just say, from fucking Cincinnati to somewhere? What the hell is going on? What's going on, everybody? Man, is that Miss Cielo? Hello? No block, good to see you. The nose. I know I saw BCG up in the bitch. Rose Bay. Good to see me, gente. I like these little comments up on the screen, but if I'm not looking at it, I can't really keep up with it. Anyway, we've got a full one on deck, and they're all at nighttime. Let's go. Who am I? The girl named Sugar, baby. Follow me up on Twitter at John Legaza. Follow, sharpening a damn razor. Same handle over on Substack. $2 a week. Get your 5.5 pounds of shit in a 2 pound box. I keep stuffing shit into the box, and the box ain't getting any bigger. NFL stuff coming hot and heavy. I've just been changing rankings pretty much every day. So if you're doing the best ball thing, it only takes 10 seconds. Download the CSV, upload it again. I've also been keeping like a riser full of notes. Whatever, enough of that bullshit. We need more of this. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in the mug. Yeah, baby. Jay Bird, good to see you, yo. All right. Kidget Money, we in this bitch. Yo, bitch. Shit. Okay, man. I want to start. I'm going to just start from the back. I'm so fucking tired, man. I haven't slept, but we do have the advantage. I was up with the Sauce Crew, so I've run through everything. Subs, you'll see, I already got the kind of show picks already up. So first up, Zach Attack, Mr. Thornton on the bump for the Let's Go Mets Go. They're plus 125 dogs down in Steel City to face Carmen Machinsky and the Buccos. Yar, they Pirates. I was a little thrown off by the price. So was everyone else. This was 120 last night. It's plus 124 now. So I guess the betting public ain't really buying it. The nose likes an inordinate amount of dogs for an August slate. Yo, man, you got to have those dogs fucking barking, baby, from time to time. I'm not even going to hit that damn button anymore. I'm out. Woof, 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 woof. Machinsky, who's not a bad pitcher, right? So I didn't mean to like bury that lead. We have had distance concerns. He also has not been great this year. This has been the worst iteration of Machinsky. Meanwhile, Thornton is having a nice season. I think he's getting better as we go. Really good elite, kind of command and control. And he's been really good at keeping the ball in the yard. Also, I don't know. I think Thornton at the least is kind of on par with Machinsky. Pop over to the offenses, and again, at the very least, are on par with each other. I think I might like the Mets even by a nose. Pittsburgh offense has really gone in the tank. Look at the last week. Again, we don't like to just look at L7 and attack. Trent C, good to see you. Joey Lobster, 9 out of 9, not 9 and 9. I don't know what the hell that means. Crazy Ghost, good to see you, kiddos. Yo, baby. This is freaking awesome. Remember, it ain't madness. This is Sparta! Damn right it is. Walk that bitch over to the pit, catch a Birkenstock to the chest, and woo! I mean, man, have the Pirates been fucking terrible again this week. Sub 200 PA, sub 100 ISO, sub 580 OPS, 28K, 12 swing and strike, just a 64 WRC plus. And I mean, the Mets have the bullpen too. We were all having trouble kind of rectifying the price. Maybe where I'm a little hot to trot on Thornton, but again, I'm not really pumping him as some super ace. I think he's a tough character. I think he's been really good. And before we move on, who noticed the one thing? This would be the exception to the rule. Wonder if we're going to get stung on this one. We know the orange box means one team is 3.5. The other one, the Pirates, are at 4.5. And that price inside the minus 135, we're generally on the favorite here. BCG, yo, my guy, good to see you, kiddo. We got a chance of rain delay in Pittsburgh. Could throw up volatility. Yeah, I hear you. I almost think that might work. Yeah, I'm not sure who that benefits. And maybe it's Pittsburgh because we're expecting less from Machinsky, but Keep an eye on the weather as always. I like to check out Kevin Roth stuff before I lock anything in. A lot of times, they try and force these games in. But I got the Mets for a straight up win at plus 125, which is nice, like a lemon ice. Nice and nice, like a lemon ice. Next up, it's the newest Blue Jay, Jose Soriano, on the bump for the Bluebirds. It's going to be hot in Philly. Both teams have the bullpen emoji. Toronto is a plus 194 underdog. Man, that's a really heavy dog for a pitcher of Jose Soriano's quality, right? He's not Zach Wheeler, but he is pretty good. You can actually get plus 110 with the half run, which is pretty damn tempting. I think any plays that I like, I'd be on the first five. Again, I mentioned the bullpen. There's some wrecked bullpens today, wrecked. Toronto, Varland back-to-back, probably unavailable. Fisher 3 of 4. Little 3 of 4. Fluharty 2 of 3. He'll be available. Chase Lee back-to-back. When Varland is out, they moved away from Hoffman. Back end of the Toronto pen, is a little hairy. And then Philly, Duran back-to-back 3 of 4. He's going to be unavailable. Kirkering back-to-back 3 of 4. He's going to be unavailable. Bolin back-to-back, Alvarado back-to-back, and Killian, newest Philly, 2 of 3. Both of these bullpens legit hanging by a damn thread. So I think there's actually a case for the over, but you probably just want to bet that live. I don't usually do this stuff. It's hard to post for other people because the lines are moving everywhere. But yeah, I like a live over. I might like that Toronto F5 run line. Model still likes Philly to cover regardless, but I'm making a face. I'm making a little bit of a face at that one. You're on the wrong side of even money. Philly's cover is minus 105. I originally was under the 8.5. That's all that was posted. There were 4.5s posted. That would be the play that I liked. I looked at the F5 and I didn't fucking see what the total was. Nah, it's 4, not 4.5. So I think I was a little too late on this one. Again, remember, the sauce crew feasts on worm meat. Early bird gets the fucking worm. The reason I leave up the show pick numbers, and they may be different from the money line on the board. The money line that you see in gray is scraped this morning. Those are live, like DraftKings lines. Well, not live. They were live at the time from DraftKings, bad pricing. The white column was what was available on actual books last night to give you an idea, to hammer it home. This is not a pick selling service, right? We're putting ourselves behind the 8 ball by giving away the data, by doing the show. You want to be on top of the algo release. I think that's the best chance that we have. Unless I just start putting the fucking thing out at night. I've been struggling with it. I've probably not this year. It's a little bit late. I think next year I want to do it for sure. Come up with like a first version of the algorithm. So I'm like on the fence with this one every way. Next up, Chase Petty on the bump for the Red Legs. They're plus 106 down in the nation's capital to face Cade Cavalli and the Nacionals. They're minus 113 at home. It's going to be hot as fucking balls down in D.C. today. I had Washington for the win. That number really hasn't moved. I would like to get an eyeball on the first 5 before I leaped at this one. It's actually not listed, which is a little bit of fun of business. Oh, because Petty is not locked in. I'd be curious where the tax goes, right? Generally, when you have a favorite, you're going to pay extra to go F5. If the minus 113 is a minus 118, a minus 121, I would take Washington F5. I think there we have the edge. I start to worry when we get into the bullpens. The Washington bullpen is hot a noose, man. Last 56 and 2/3. They have a Sierra north of 5. Yeah, the ERA is at 365, but come on, you can't have a 4 KBB 91 zone contact and running those kind of underpinning stats. Not going to work. Reds, whenever Pagano's pitching, I can't believe we've been saying this all year. They've been really, really good. J-Main, good to see you. Happy Friday, kiddo. Yeah, Reds bullpen has been significantly better. What do you think about the offenses? I mean, I don't think it's fair to keep referring to the Nats now as like the league's highest scoring offense. While like technically true, you move away from Wood, you move away from Garcia, right? They move away from Mead, and it's just not the same. I move away from Wood, he's hurt. You're not getting Wood. Move away from Garcia. Sorry about that. But anyway, the foundational piece of the offense, right, is missing. And you're seeing that start to manifest. I think the L7 for Washington is probably a pretty good idea of what you're going to get, and it is fucking rotten. Rotten. Reds, not much better, but definitely better Cavalli's going to have the strikeout pitch to get it working again. Nats F5, tentatively based on the price, which I can't find, so we'll have to table that for now. Next up, Tyler Mahle on the bump for the Bravos. Atlanta's plus 137 in the boogie down to face Max Fried Eggs and the fucking bad guys. The New York Yankees. You know I love the fucking Bronx Bombers, the Pinstripers. Who can answer this? I got a good Yankee trivia question. This goes back to Corked Stats lore from back in the day. Really good. God, it just goes show you how fucking I'm so old, man. 2023 marked the 120th anniversary of the New York Yankees, right? 1903. Before they were named the Yankees. Do you know what they were named? This one's not so hard. It's the Highlanders. I've made that reference before. Who can tell me the name before the Highlanders? Yeah. Special shot of love if anyone gets that one. That's a toughie, but it's a really good trivia question if you're into Yankee stuff, baseball stuff. I used to be a big trivia guy. I let it go though. This one opened at minus like 120, and I was shocked, almost shit myself. It was gone before anything. BE, good morning, sir. And that's now moved the Yankees closer to minus 150, where it starts to get a little hairy. You can see I posted Yankees on the run line, feeling a little bit chalky. I'm not buying the Mahle stuff. Tyler Mahle, 5 ERA and a 1.4 whip. You know, he strung together a couple good starts, but yeah, that like happens. If you're going to be wild and not induce chases, I think that's the way for the Yankees to get to you. Again, this Yankee offense has not been great. I was using the term yesterday. I was saying the spreadsheet is starting to shake a little bit, and it's not to make excuses for my beloved Yankees. However, right? But. Wait a minute. What do we see? Number one in hard hit. This is versus righties last 2 weeks. Number one in hard hit. Number one in barrel rate. Top 5 ex Wobicon. Starting to take some walks. This is starting to feel like, you know, this iteration of the Yankees, which is not that good, starting to turn it around. Again, the Sauce Boys were dragging the Yanks. I get it. Some of the spreadsheet stuff is admittedly ugly, but I think you added a lot of pieces. You know, add Garcia, add Elliot Ramos, bringing back fucking Spencer Jones and promoting Lombard. I think Lombard not only looks decent with the stick, he also looks good in the field. And I think that's important. Yankees, you know, need all the defense they can get. So I'm just not really buying this. You know, Braves, it's a little bit worrisome. Getting Acuna back, he double-donged yesterday. He's a rising tide kind of guy. But I do worry that maybe they chase too much. They're a little bit too aggressive for a guy like Fried who will kind of fuck with you if you're going to do that. Braves bullpen's also probably having their worst stretch of the season where the Yankees have been good. I think the Yankees get it, and I think they cover. Yankees probably a decent candidate for a blend bet, right, where you get a piece on a paired money line with another favorite that you like, providing it's over 100. Me, I don't know. It's funny. If this could be Mike Aiello, you could be me Cielo, could be Michello. Said the New York Greater Baseball Club. I like that. That is not the answer. The answer is really good. You know what the answer is? So don't forget. It's Baltimore Orioles. How do you like that? The answer is the Baltimore Orioles. Before the Yankees were the Yankees, they were the Highlanders. Before they were the Highlanders, they were the Baltimore Orioles. So there's a little trivia question for everybody. Jeff L. working the big asses. The comment section is working out of control right now. Just to finish up on the blend bet, because someone usually asks, I would say, listen, either pay for the subscription or listen to the show every day. Crazy Ghost, good to see you. Yeah, it says get rid of Grish in center. Should be Jones. I still think Trent plays a good defense, but the stick has been really gross. I also think he's not this bad. I don't want to stand for Trent Grisham, but I think he's in a massive slump. And when baseball players are slumping, it's easy to be like, this guy's never going to get a hit again. He might pull a home run and set it off. We just don't know like that. So anyway, the blend bet. Two favorites that we like, three bets, pairing the money lines, run line A, run line B, providing they're all at plus money. Yankees kind of checking the box, I think. Might just be putting the cart before the horse on Atlanta. The pitching is a little bit worrisome. Very last point, I guess, is if you're not buying the bullshit I'm selling and you're not on the Yankees, I think you should be leaning to the over more so than Atlanta because I really think they're going to score a couple runs today. Next up, Jackson Perkins on the bump for the Athletics. Elephants balancing on beach balls as plus 240 dogs down in Fenway to face Peyton Toll House Cookies. You got to pay the troll toll if you want to get into this boys' hole. Red Sox are a fucking wagon. They're an absolute fucking wagon. I wrote up Caleb Durbin yesterday. We were LOLing them on that trade. And now, Harrison's on the IL. It is lower body, but still. And Durbin is fucking rocking and rolling. And man, no one can seem to get to Boston today. They're minus 261, which is incredibly heavy. The thing I pointed out yesterday that I thought was a little bit off, again, right? We talk about process, we talk about execution. Now, this number has also moved, you mother effer. Despite the money line being at minus 260 for Boston, again, this is just a landslide. Perkins has really struggled with the adjustments. Toll is fucking phenomenal. The A's are not hitting and they're injured. Boston is hitting. The A's bullpen is ass, and Boston's bullpen is very good. Even though they're stressed today, I still think, okay, look, so it's a thick report. Whitlock back-to-back, Miller 2 of 3, Guerrero back-to-back, Weiser 2 of 3, Moran back-to-back, Bayo 2 of 3. However, what don't you see is Chapman and Slayton. If Toll gets distance, it's probably not going to matter. So I couldn't not put this on the fucking report. I mean, this is a massive bullpen report. That said, if Toll can get you closer to the promised land, you won't even notice it, right? Then all these guys get a day off and you kind of re-rack everything. So despite the money line being minus 260, the run line yesterday got posted on the plus side of even, plus 105. So to me, getting that magnitude of offer for that extra run, right, to move 165 cents for a run, I'll take that shit. Now this is moved to minus 130, and I'm, out like the fucking gout. You know what I'm saying? The pricing also makes it very tough to get to the blend bet. I mean, you could pair Yankees and Boston, like as gross as that is, and still get plus 125. But I don't like the pricing on the run line on that leg. We got Smokey. It's Corky. Yeah, what's up? It's Corky. It's Corky. Yeah, so give me Boston should kill. I'm not really sure how I want to handle this because I'm really not trying to pay that kind of fucking tax. Next up, George Clausen on the bump for the Halos. They're plus 143 dogs down in Miami to face Tyler Phillips and the Mighty Marlins. I'm going to channel my inner Kyle Kerms on this one and say, who the fuck is Tyler Phillips to be a minus 155 favorite against anybody? Also, kidding aside, the Clausen stuff is kind of interesting. So this is like a, touted prospect, right? He's only 24. Now, the draft capital wasn't crazy. I feel like it, and I don't want to misframe. I don't know. I have to ask. I think it might have been injury stuff, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry. That or there was some kind of correction because I know as of late, they've really been talking this guy, classing up, that the Angels really thought they had like a front end, literally like a SP1, SP2 on their hands with this guy. He had some issues with command and control, was up in the bigs, got his shit pushed in. You ever had your shit pushed in, bro? It's a coolie game. Hold on, check this. Let me not bury the lead. I like the Angels to win. I think the price is nuts, and hopefully they do just enough. Very hard to find the answer in the spreadsheet, though the model does have them ahead. The Clausen stuff, and again, it gets a little wonky to input to model these minor league guys. The inputs are really wonky. That said, they were very vocal about having found something in his delivery to affect his command and control that was so worrisome. And he went off the last 3 games. Went 6, gave up 1, struck out 11. 6 2/3, gave up 2, struck out 7, walked 0. Went 6, gave up 1, struck out 6, walked 0. When these guys start to kind of show us who they are, I know I'm a little bit worried about the debut start also, but I just think the price is nuts. I mean, Phillips, what is the market loving about this guy? 4.61 ERA with a 1.34 WHIP. All the indicators are north of 4 2/3. The four-seamer is garbage despite some decent velo, unlike Klassen, who's got a very good four-seamer. Single-digit KBB, sub-60 first strike, 89 zone contact. And I think to me, that's really the saving grace if we're going to get this one home. The Angels offense sucks, right? I'm not going to misframe. I never lead you to the slaughter. Well, not purposely, at least. Although we're starting to string together some winning days again. Go us. Angels' last 265 PAs versus righties has been like, it's chafed inner thigh. It's the worst thing ever. Like things you'd normally rather do than bet on the Angels. Make a protein shake with powdered glass. Drink from a hospital mop bucket at the end of a shift. You know what I mean? Like, it's that bad. That said, Marlins have been ass also. Like, total unadulterated ass. And the funny part is, I want to quote the L7. But the Angels, excuse me. Right, I wanted to quote the Marlins L7 to reset it. But I have to scroll past the Angels and not show it because the Angels' last 7 right now is legit. And again, we look at a lot of this stuff. We look at it every fucking day. Support good people doing good work, by the way. This show happens with, it takes a fucking ton of effort. Anyway, this is one of the worst 7-day samples of an offense you'll ever imagine. I mean, and yeah, we've seen teams with a 195 batting average. This happens. The 540 OPS, it happens. But to be running like a 26 K minus BB with a 2.3 barrel and a 50 WRC plus, it is just fucking horrendous for these Angels. That's it. The bullpen's been better than the Marlins. So if we can just keep it close and Clausen's not total dog shit, it's not even like we're facing an ace here. I'm all over the Angels. I absolutely love this fucking play. This is a play I would normally be a pussy, right? And I would normally like look for a run line and look to kind of backdoor it, play for the fucking dub, go all the way. Though I always do like to just identify games where you're getting at least even money on the first 5 run line. That's not the case here. So fuck it. Bet the Angels. I'll see you at the window. And let's move that shit on. Next up, my boy, my absolute fucking boy, yo. If you hear me, Parker Messick. I'm pretty sure he's on at least a few of my underdog best ball teams that are in the playoffs right now. Parker Messick was one of our favorite last round picks. He's having a monster season. He is legitimately good at MLB baseball, ML baseball, Major League B. Remember, I had the sick flash of, I don't know if anyone ever watched Married with Children. Talk about a show you probably couldn't do today. When Bud was like growing up, Grandmaster B. All right, Grandpa B. Oh, that shit is mad funny. Any of my younger guys out there, check out a YouTube highlight thing of fucking Married with Children. That shit is so funny with Ed O'Neill from Modern Family, right there, whatever he is, the dad. So Parker Messick on the bump, minus 140 on the road against Noah Schultz and the White Sox. White Sox also have the bullpen emoji. Grant Taylor, unavailable, 40 pitches. Braskavan, back-to-back, 40 pitches, probably unavailable. Murphy, back-to-back, 41, probably unavailable. And Fetty, 2 of 3. So even the long relief, kind of hanging by a thread. Again, if you look at last night's price, yesterday's price is not today's price. Smokey to get. Yo, man, I appreciate that. I'm your new fucking boy. Let's go, kid. Let's go.
What is your profession?
Yeah, you damn thief knows Grand Flasher B, Grandpa B. Right, Stairmaster B. That shit was great. Although, Funny, Faustino, David Faustino, the actor who played Bud, was a legit G. He was a legit fucking baller, a legit, like, one of the OGs from my childhood, because when he was an actor on that show, he used to roll up in limos with fucking Playboy models and shit. He like knew how fucking cool he was. All right, so Parker Messick and the guards opened at minus 120 yesterday. Jeez Louise, if you got that, I think TVJ did. Shout out my guy. He's really fucking cool. I really love all those guys are very cool. You should be following him. He's on Line Labs. They go on 10:30 at night. Source Network is on at midnight. And then if you still have the fucking CO Jones to stuff any more info in your gully, hang out with me. Yeah, this one, you know what? This is a good blend bet with the Yankees. Sorry to stammer. But we've got the clearest pitching edge. Messick is fantastic, right? He does absolutely everything that we love. Keeps it down, contact suppression, elite command, plus control, can get you to reach, pretty much split proof. He's been fantastic on the road. He has a sub 1 whip on the road, sub 1 whip last 30 days. Where Schulte, I think there's arm talent there. He's the kind of guy we'll probably invest in next year in these deeper fantasy leagues like draft and holds. He's going to be a fun F5 bet next year also. So we're not totally selling out Noah Schultz for the career. This year, I think he could probably use some seasoning in AAA. He just hasn't been able to put it together. A lot of the strikeout stuff we thought we were going to get hasn't manifested. And I think it's the chasing, right? We talk about this all the time. Guys that dominate getting minor league hitters, to reach, you find that more difficult at the major league level. And it's like, oh shit. Like guys used to, right? Think about it. Guys used to bite on the fucking diving slider. Take that away, and all of a sudden now you're challenging in zone. Major league hitters very good at spitting on those pitches if they don't think you can get them over for called strikes, which has really been the problem. We got a good one. I got to get this one up. I got to squint to read them on the white on white, but I have my own comment board. Smokey the gift horse. Respect. You're my MVP today, kiddo. John's a nice guy. I'd like to help the channel grow. Appreciate it. I'm the rapper capper. Had a pick show, 5,700 subs. What happened, man? That's that's tough to give up. I've been grinding my cock down to the fucking nub, and I can't even get this bitch monetized. YouTube has been jerking me off for a fucking couple months. Oh, you hit the goal. Oh, but we have to do this. Oh, you hit the goal. Oh, we have to do this. It was 500 subs. It was 1,000 subs. It was 3,000 watched hours. Then 5,000 watched hours. Now I'm just waiting, and they're like, YouTube fucking support is, telling me if I'm cool enough to fucking get down or whatever. Anyway, Cleveland makes a good blend bet. The public is a little too hot on the White Sox offense. I mean, they're not really hitting, and they're certainly not hitting lefties. This 325 plate appearance sample versus lefties is really gross. They have just 3 home runs, batting 221, 051 ISO, sub 3% barrel. This is absolute dog shit. 283 x WOBA, good implication for like 3.25 runs. The Guardians haven't been much better, but they've introduced a lot more talent. I think you got to be wheels up on the Guardians. Yeah, anyway, you can help me. How do you help the show grow, man? Stuff, You like it and you subscribe to it. You put it on, you fucking tweet about it and shit. I don't really know. I don't know if I know how to make it grow. I would. Apparently, the way to do it is not to just work your ass off. I wish, whatever. I don't want to share it. So, a friend of mine has been photoshopping me on the Filter Queen's body in monochrome every time she puts out one of those things. She puts out these things with a picture. It's a pic in a screen, and it's her, doing some fucking and he's photoshopping my fucking fat face on his fucking girl. And it's so funny, man. It is so funny. Anyway, I don't have the nuts to fucking put it out there. I'm not trying to get called a fucking sexist right now. It's just, she sucks. And women can suck the same way guys suck. I make fun of fucking guys all the time. The Bucket crew sucks, and Nadeau fucking sucks. He's a fucking chump. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people don't know what they're talking about. They don't have the bandwidth or like the wherewithal or the intestinal fortitude, as Gorilla Monsoon would say, to kind of cover this stuff at a high level every day. It really, it's a fucking man pressure. So you know what? Speaking to that, support good people doing good work, yo. Jump on the Substack, check out the data. You get the model plus NFL. If you're just checking out the show, hey man, maybe I bring enough value for you to pay for the show as well. But I do appreciate you help me keep the lights on and my smoking hot wife fucking fed. Wait, lights on Lights on, wife happy, kids fed. That's the one. So, all right, give me the Guardians to kill. White Sox is stressed and taxed with a bad offense. I think this one, even at minus 145, there's still a little bit of love to fucking get paid on that shit. Next up, Zebby Matthews on the bump for the Twinks. Man, he was getting touched up, though. He did have 10 strikeouts in the last game. He's like really wild on a per inning basis. Minnesota on the road, nearly plus 160 dogs, down in Cheesetown to face you. Don't mess with the Drohan, Shane Drohan, looking for a drone strike. That's my guy's term. For the Brewers, they're minus 170 at the crib. They also have the bullpen emoji. McGill, Uribe, Senzatella, 2 of 3. Hall, back to back. Patrick, 3 of 4. That's it. I think McGill and Uribe and Senzatella all had the day off yesterday, coming off of back to backs. So since all their pitch counts are at 26 or below, they're all going to be counted as available. But anytime we are at 3 or 4, I anticipate a higher risk of failure, right? So just to give you an idea, pulling the curtain, how the sausage is made. Again, all the nuance and context you get dripping out your freaking face holes when you're rolling with us. Just how we fucking do, me and you, the Corked Stats crew. All right, what do we got? Milwaukee's kind of a wagon. However, the the model likes the Brewers to win. But. Having us pump the brakes on the minus 170. Half a run does not satisfy minus 170. That fair line value is coming in at minus 113. You can even add 25 cents, let's call it the home field tax, and now you're still short. If your edge calc doesn't come out inside of that buffer zone with the tax included, this one is a little too expensive. Drohan is good, but it's not like Zebby is garbage, right? He can be a little bit wild, absolutely. But Drohan is far from perfect. Also, and again, I'm a fan. I'm not trying to trash these guys. We're just making a case for the price where if Zebby's got the K pitch working, you could see where Drohan's elevation bin has really served him. He's been a little bit lucky. To be over 39 fly ball, over 39 hard hit on Fangraphs, to have just 6 home runs allowed, that's an 8.7 homer fly ball. That's not great, right? What do we always point to? Not all fly balls are created equal. That infield fly rate at only 5.8, like a little bit worrisome. That's a little bit low. I think the home runs are going to be coming for Drohan. Again, I do think he's good, but you can see some of the struggles in the splits here. It hasn't been great. That said, man, has he been good at home, and man, has he been good last 30. So I understand, obviously, why they're a favorite. I think my worry a little bit has to do with the offense, right? It's all of this like disciplinary-based stuff. It's not like thick and juicy, right, the way you want it. Let's see. I'm getting some advice, man. I'm never above advice. Talking about the graphics, page not good for viewers. Yeah, I kind of get that. Yeah. Constructive criticism is the realness. You know what I'm saying? Is the realness. Yeah, I have to agree that I could do a little bit better with the production. We're a little bit, bare bone, kind of one man banding it here. I actually had people suggest I get rid of the fucking data altogether, but I like to show off the fucking tools. You know what I mean? Can't lose with the twos we use. So anyway, back into the offenses. Nothing to really write home about. I mean, outside of the disciplinary stuff in Milwaukee, which is kind of based purely on that extremely low swing rate, right? You see that? You can see me with the highlighted with the cursor. That's the reason that much difference between these two teams. The bullpens are even kind of close. You could see this one again just being played close. I just don't like the price. I don't know if I have the nuts to bet Minnesota. Again, Zebby kind of worries me a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of love for the Twins F5. Let me see if I can get that bitch up. Because this one, you might get like a really great F5 price. It's even money getting the run. And like, All of a sudden, I kind of like Zebby in that spot. Let's move on. Next up, I mean, see, I could also do like this if I just left the algo board up. That's what I used to do. I used to leave yours up. I used to scroll on my own personal sheets, and then that way you know where we're at. The game that's at the top of the board. I wonder if that's something I should be doing. But you know what? This show's free. Sometimes you get what you fucking pay for. You know what I mean? Kevin Gausman on the bump for the Cubbies. Newest baby bear on the bump, alliteration aside, as a very heavy minus 170 favorite against Dan Lynch and the Royals with cheese. Man, yeah, I don't know, man. I got stung a couple times chasing these new pitchers over into new environments. Maybe even more so, right? We're always fading broken routine, and that's what you're getting from Gausman. Plus, the Cubs have the bullpen emoji. I think they're worked. Webb 2 of 3, Zafirjan 2 of 3, Thielbar back to back, Rolson 2 of 3. Their bullpen's not great, and those are the good arms. Casey has shown a little bit of life on offense, right, since getting Bobby Witt back. Again, not great, but just a little something, something. Cubs offense has been awesome. Oh, you know what I noticed? I fucked up. Sorry, because I had somebody else starting today. I got to make the Cubs stuff red because Lynch is a lefty, and the Cubs lefty stuff has been really thick all season. They've been like extremely tough to beat. With southpaws, trust me, I know I've got the welts on my ass to show for it. So Cubs should get the Lynch, but I worry about Gausman. So I kind of defaulted to an over here. The model's in total disagreement, so I'm leaving this one alone. You could tell my show pick was kind of chalky. I put Cubs on the run line. Yeah, crazy ghost. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Feels like all the pitchers got traded and getting shelled. Dustin May is the only one that didn't. Everyone else got killed. I chased Casey Mize. He had his anus prolapse in front of 40,000 screaming San Diegans. So I think we want to see it first. Plus, I mean, the Cubs pen is really not worth trusting here. So like, if you were trying to pitch me, you're not buying it. Gausman's going to be fine. Maybe you could play for a half run, F5 cover. But I'm just not buying this. This feels a little furry to me. And it's also very hard to back the Royals because their bullpen is so bad. Again, I like the over. I thought it was going to come in lower. Totals bumped it up to 5.5, 9.5. I'm just leaving this one alone. Really, it couldn't be less interested. Next up, Shane Baz on the bump for the Orioles. They're plus 130 dogs down in the Lone Star State to face nasty Nate Eovaldi and the naughty Jungle of Love. I think Texas wins, and I like Eovaldi with the pitching edge. Baltimore's offense has also been ass. But this one is really starting to feel expensive. It opened up minus 135 where I would have been in on it. Now we're closer to minus 160 where I'm like, no thanks. Those price moves, they're seriously frustrating.
Frustrating. Man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
The bubbles, they're frustrating. The bubbles are frustrating. Baz has been pretty good last 30 days also. Not sure I want to tempt this with the price. I think the boys were on the under, which I could buy also. Like, if you think Baz is okay, the Texas offense has been kind of weak. You can see I have them highlighted on the board right here. Just really kind of gross. They strike out too much swing and miss, losing in zone without any barrels. Orioles completely falling off the fucking cliff. I'm worried they're in their own head. Orioles were all over sports media talking about how the Adley trade really floored them. All the young guys were together. So Adley moves away. They were all crying. They all were fucked up. Then the very next day, Gunnar Henderson and through Boras pretty much announced they're not going to be returning to Baltimore. Feels like those two things are attached. And I think we could be watching Baltimore kind of come apart at the seams. Sorry, Dream. I know my guy is out there. High energy, raw and real picks that knows you're coolly out your body socket. Let's go. The Red Rocket picks out your body socket, bitch. Don't get me start rhyming, brother. I used to write some shit when I was little. Anyway, I think that's probably the answer is the under. These bullpens have been atrocious. So this feels like a pretty good spot for an F5 under. I would say providing it's got to be 4.5 inside minus 122, let's call it. Not sure we're going to get that luxury. Since we printed, we've kind of smashed the total down. Crazy Ghost on the U8. If you can find it, I'm starting to see 7.5s. Yo, Josh Witt, how you doing, man? Hope you're feeling good today. Yeah, Smokey, I'm with you. I got Yankees win. Josh, hope everything is good, man. Hope everything went well. Yeah, smash the like button, subscribe, even though that shit doesn't really matter. No, what you're going through matters. And, we got your back, homie. Can't imagine, but, you got to truck on, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important. All right, this is a good one. Custom. Who are you talking about? Because this is a great point. This is a really great point. But I want to, Casty Carlo, good to see you. Yeah, Josh, I hear you. But hold on, let me just get this comment back up because this is a good one. Custom, I like full throatedly agree with you. B Custom says, you guys got to stop taking teams to win that can't score. Stop backing bullpens that can't finish. That first one in particular, really, really, really speaking to me, dude. Like, really speaking to me. I make this mistake all the time. I'm not sure who you were talking about. Yeah, Josh says this shows my therapy. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I know. I get a lot of that, and I do. I appreciate it, right? You come here, shoot the shit. I talk to you like a fucking adult. We might learn something, and we tell a couple butt jokes like what could be better. I don't know if it's going to drop a look who's talking fucking reference. God, I'm not going back in time. Last time I was free enough to watch movies. Right? He's got the dream. He's like a freeloader. He's got a fucking can. John Travolta has a can with no label on it. Could be lunch meat. Could be peaches. Who knows? The best part is it's free. You love that shit. Man, funny. All right, so give me Baltimore. Texas probably played to the under. If you can get the U8, I think that's a play. Texas is the heavy favorite, not implying the bottom of the line. Next up, Ryan Feltner damn near killed there. Rockies on the bump, plus 142. Dogs down in St. Louis to face Kyle Leahy and the Cardinal. I'm going back and forth. The Sauce Boys were not really buying. Yo, Smokey, Adderall and Mountain Dew? You can't keep up? Come on, kid. I'm the one person, right? People put podcasts on multiple speeds, time 1.5, times 2. Me, you have to go the other direction. I swear, if you put me on times 2, it's just a solid tone. It's just a solid noise. So the boys last night were not digging the Cardinals. Man, I think the Cardinals actually have a good spot for a blend bet. I honestly do. I was also to the over because I'm not really buying the bullpens. But Leahy, more than anything, we were targeting him for negative regression. He's really, really corrected course. He's been like legit phenomenal the last 30 days. Last 21 innings, 171 ERA, 0.86 whip. The Sierra and expected ERA are there. And the KBP north of 20. I think that's most important. Leahy really turning a corner. He's been really damn good. And Feltner is a few starts away from getting demoted. So then it just comes down to the offenses where, I get it. You're not really looking at the Cardinal stuff and totally enthused. And I don't know if you could look at the Rockies and be like, yo, get them. Because they do strike out too much. But the Rockies can do damage. We know this, right? There are viable sticks in there. Custom said Royals, Nats, bullpens can't finish games. Why do you ever take them? Yeah. If you like Cavalli, I think you get him at 5, then that's fine. If you like the Royals, bro, I'm with you. If you like the Royals to win, you should probably just bet the over. Right? I think we're in agreement there. I'm with you 100%. I love these pushbacks, by the way, guys. I really do. I appreciate it. I invite all scrutiny. I invite all scrutiny. I think I do a good job of pointing out my own mistakes, but if you're picking up on them, let me have it. So I think the Cardinals win, but I also think we get the over. Again, I've been buying the Leahy stuff where Feltner is kind of shitty, but again, the bullpens are really hard to trust. Rockies first and foremost, right? They get rid of Senzatella, they get rid of Vodnik. Who's getting critical outs for the Rocks? Like, I legit have no freaking idea. Roki Sasaki on the bump for the Trolley Dodgers. They're very heavy favorites on the road in the desert against Merrill Kelly and the Snakes, with shapes on their back. I mean, I think Roki Sasaki may have cleaned up his act, and he might be really good. Oh, this is so funny. Custom, I don't know. Did you hear that last night? How many blown saves do the Royals have? I know, because the fucking Jones sent us like 100 blown saves or some shit. Oh, my God. Excuse me. Oh, major production faux pas for me. I'm sorry about that, people. I meant to hit the mute, and I gave you. That was like the word. I just totally fucked you, man. Instead of muting the cough and avoiding my fucking gross face, you got the full on face and the cough right in your grill. I'm really sorry. I've been sick and battling colds and allergies for a little bit. No, all good, Smokey. We got mad love for that, man. You got to be honest. You got to be transparent. That's how we roll around here, yo. So Sasaki, I think, has been good. I've gotten whipsawed, kind of fading this guy, then backing this guy. It never seems to work out. Kelly, I was most surprised that Toast was getting back on the Kelly train. I'm not seeing it. I think he's atrocious. We were getting pushback also in the comments about the BVP stuff. That's the part I don't care about. I think when you're Kelly, the 6 KBB, the 24 CSW, the 13% barrel rate and inability to get out lefties is what he's really got to worry about. I mean, Shohei Ohtani going to feast on Kelly today. I do like the Arizona offense. They have hit more as of late. But if Sasaki is really good, they should at least shove early. I think the Dodgers cover the first 5 run line. However, the Dodgers bullpen has been really, really bad. They are like circling the drain in need of the fucking mercy flush. Yeah. I don't know who's back in Arizona. I think that's misplaced. And I think I'm with you, Custom. If you like the Royals, if you like Arizona, just bet the over because your assumption is they're going to score, right? You need runs to win. Crazy Go says, Kelly's one of my finesse pitchers. Dude, there was a time Merrill Kelly was an awesome bet because people thought he was boring and they thought it was kind of shitty, so he would carry nice prices, but do work. When these guys really start to get killed and have really poor splits, sometimes you just got to get away from it, right? That's kind of the thing I'm worried about. Now I can't stop thinking about how bad the production of this show is. I can't stop thinking about it, how bad it is. I'm trying to think in real time how I would make this more, digestible for the public. Although I got to be honest, part of me just says, I don't give a fuck, right? Part of me says, I don't give a fuck at all. I kind of do me. I dance like nobody's watching. I don't like fucking GIFs and AI fucking YouTube thumbnails. I don't give a fuck about that. I almost don't want those people, but I do want their money. So that's what racist. I know. All right. Ronald Blanco in the bump for the Astros. They're even money on the road against the newest Padre, Robbie Ray, and the Friar Tucks. I was really surprised to see this one only at minus 123. That number's really stayed there, which also surprised me. You have to have some faith in Ray making the move and holding shit down. That's the part I'm worried about. So I think we go over this one. I thought the flat 8 was a little bit high. Ray is having a very nice year. I'm not trying to dogpile him. I also think the Padres do a very good job with their R&D in pitching, right? They get a lot out of a little. However, I don't like the move. I do like the Astros offense, despite them maybe not killing lefties. That might not matter. Blanco has been absolutely terrible, and the Padres are hitting. Blanco is running a 7.36 ERA. I know the sample is small, but the sample is small enough to, yeah, you could ignore it, but it's also not back him because he's still in the middle of spring training. I don't think he's right. All right, Smokey, fair enough. I respect that. I do care because I'm making a channel. But at the same token, the Substack is really more important to me than the YouTube. I'm trying to use this as the carrot on the stick to get people to the stack, which is really I count as the real win. But yeah, no, I hear you're right. I can tell I like you because you're unafraid, right? You're unafraid to fucking fire back at people when you have a good point. So good for you, man. I like these kind of people. Custom likes the Astros. I'm a little bit surprised. I know Josh digging the Astros. Is it because you're feeling ready to fall apart? Astros have the bullpen, and their offense is freaking humming, right? Astros offense, last 7 days, one of the best offenses in the league, at least by WRC+. But the BABIP is crazy high. They swing and miss a lot. They chase a lot. And sometimes that's a way to get beaten by Ray. So I'm going to go over the 8, thinking that the Padres win, but that there's just enough runs to kind of get me home. Next up, Drew Rasmussen on the bump for the flat fucking fish of Florida. He's right around even money in the PN dub to face Logan Gilbert, my boy, and the Mariners. Could you believe this one opened at 7.5? You had to smash that early. Then we printed, and now I think we're even starting to see fucking 6.5s out there. Yeah, the under 7 is juiced, so I'm not touching it. I'm not going to be the guy that says you can't go under. Yo, Trevor, our guy TV Jones up in bitch. Trevor, we were chatting you out a couple times already today. Make sure you're following his work and the Line Lab stuff. Really, really great stuff. T, I got a lot of deep appreciation for you guys. You know, the analysis is always really solid. You guys are all very sharp, right? You're seasoned bettors, good understanding of price. So make sure you're following all the Source Network kind of universe, right? We kind of my show and Trevor's show, we kind of orbit, right? We kind of orbit those. We're like the moon of fucking Endor or whatever. Yeah, so I don't want to be that guy who says you can't go under a 7. Nah, TV, you too, kiddo. We got to get Jake home. What the fuck is going on, man? It's so fucking crazy, like Home Alone. Anyway, I won't be the guy that says you can't go under a 7. You can go under anything. It's a little juiced, and we missed the boat. I would probably just leave it. For what it's worth, I have Tampa modeled for a win, though it is very close, and it's really price dependent. And I also think you got to grab the cajones, the C.O. Jones, if you're going to be betting against Logan Gilbert and the Mariners at home. Because even if we technically have the model for a win, you still got to back the Rays offense on the road. I could bring that up really quick. It's fucking gross. Here, this is the home road stuff. I guess the actual road stuff for the Rays is actually tightened up a little bit. They've gotten a little bit better, so they're on a bit of a run. It was much worse before. You can see the Mariners just don't hit at home either. So that's part of the problem. Did I say line labs? I thought I said line labs. All right, sorry. If I got the wrong name, I thought I said line labs. Anyway, Joe Chris, what's up? Definitely knows. He's on the Mariners tonight. Sniffing a win. Somebody smells a win. You've seen the Sunny in Philadelphia. It's oh fuck, what's his name? Dolph Lundgren is, right? He's the nose. And he can smell crime. Yeah, that one's going to be, listen, just sometimes people, you don't have to bet on every fucking game. You can just watch and enjoy it. Custom says, I'll meet you in the morning when Seattle and Astros win. Yeah, I mean, the Astros one would surprise me. No. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. If you get them both, all the power to you. But the second one, I'm giving in easily. I'll concede. Rodel Blanco winning this game would fucking shock me. I'll be honest. If you think the Astros can win this one, and you think it's on the back of like Blanco, his to record a win today is probably pretty decent. It's probably really good. And now that doesn't have to be your exclusive bet. But a lot of times, right, I talk about blend betting and progressive betting and getting little bits of the same play that will help you extend, right? You pay minus 150 for a money line. Why aren't you taking 10% of whatever you were betting and putting it on the run line just in case it runs? You want that stuff? All right, last but not least, with my very poor production. Work with people, doing good work. I do the very fucking best I can. I'm the, literal one-man band. I scrape the data, I format this shit, I print it for everybody, I double check it, I produce the show, I promote the show, I'm the host of the show, I'm the fucking analyst on the show. I even run the fucking soundboard. So yeah. Keto Montero on the bump for the Tigres. They're leaving Motor City. Minus 121 favorites. Now, this was the shock of the century. Shock of the century. I can't believe this. Crazy Ghost says Detroit ML staring at me like the green goblin mask. Smokey says facts. I can't fucking believe this one. This is the Vegas John 10,000 mega unit whale nuke lock. I got my pink Birkin bag, the blue Hermes bag. I'm standing in front of a fucking car I don't own. There's a private jet in the background that I don't own. And I am bragging about the guaranteed win. Sign up today. Someone explain this price to me like I'm a child. None of us understood it. I fucking don't understand at all. At all. Money's even come in on the Giants. So not only I thought the minus 130 last night was patently insane. DraftKings, who has like the worst prices ever. Speaking of which, I had some people jump onto my bookie with me. Yo, use that referral code. I don't get anything. We get some free roll cash. They have the best prices by far. FanDuel has the best price, but there's one disadvantage to using FanDuel. Anyway, Joe Chris says model doesn't account for teams coming out of course. When I get it, I got it. But yeah, I do miss on travel stuff. Joe, again, I got to appreciate the scrutiny there because that is something I could work on. When I catch it, I'll get it. But man, some stuff I struggle to quantify, and if I can't quantify it, I have trouble putting quantifying and putting a real number on it. And anyway, let's get into this game. Cannot fucking believe money is now coming in on the Giants. Keita Montero, 326, 101 ERA whip combo. He's been excellent. He's had the career problems with lefties. Not this year. Lefties batting 215 with a 622 OPS. Meanwhile, injury and Hauser music on the bump for the Giants, who's been objectively terrible. Poor command, poor control, contact pitcher. Meanwhile, Detroit, number one offense in the league right now. They're the best. Last 14 days, over 500 plate appearances. They're batting 307 as a squad, 882 OPS, and nearly 200 ISO. One of the best approaches in the league without being too aggressive. They're taking walks. They don't swing and miss. They don't strike out. Then they lift, they hit it hard. They're getting fucking home runs. If there's one hang-up, Detroit hasn't stolen bases. Yeah, Smokey, I need that one. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Again, the boomer inside me is saying, this line is fishy. This line's fishy. Yeah, fishy. Remember the Bert Ernie? Yeah, fishy. Yeah, fishy. I don't understand it. I'm betting it, and I'll gladly take my fucking loss on my chins, on my chinny chin chins. I don't understand that one, like, legit at all. Detroit should be minus 138, minus 141, not minus 120 with money coming in on the Giants, which is just absolutely nuts. All right, let's get the hell out of here, will you? Hope you enjoyed this Freaky Friday edition of the show. Remember, there is football content. I had Pete Overzet on talking some fantasy football just yesterday. I was a massive interview, just firing squad style, back and forth the whole time. I had a live draft with our boy Frank Amarante. Then I've got some, round reviews and some best ball drafts that are streamed and stuff, plus all the data. If you're interested in the football data, check out the pin post on Substack. It's free, right? You can just see what we're dealing with. I'm making them better. I'm going to improve them, but you get a good idea of it. Team level data, all the differentials, player, very specific to betting, props, and fantasy, right? We do a lot of punch to counter punch, right? I have all the defensive stuff you could ask for, all the zone and man and too high, how that affects, position allowances. And we kind of use that to attack. And we've been really successful betting reception ladders and team totals. I like underdog team totals. I think that's one piece of small edge left in handicapping is teams that are about to get blown out. The other team doesn't care, right? Because there's a clock. It's not like baseball. There's a clock. So, we covered so many Giant team total 13.5. Titans team total 11.5. We cashed so many of those in the fourth quarter last year that I like those. And again, we're going to do some kicking props with toast and reception ladder. So enjoy the games, enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, man, the winning feels a lot less like luck. Yo, peace out, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, 9 o'clock. Yo,